Greetings.
You don't have to worry about the last poacher either anymore. But it was one hell of a job, I can tell you.
Really? Go on. Where was he?
North of Trotsky. He had a small camp there. Below a cliff. Just like you said.
I'm sure he realized there wasn't any point resisting. What did you do with him?
Well, it's like this. I did find that poacher, actually.
What did you do with him?
Nothing. He's a friend of mine, you see.
What?
He's a nobleman from Rattay. Hands cape on. I'm in his service, in fact.
Are you yanking my pizzle? Can you just answer the question instead of making up stories?
I found the camp, but there wasn't any poacher there. Or in the surrounding area. It seems he got wind we were after him and cleared off. I only found this gear he left there. I don't think he'd have left it there if he wanted to carry on somewhere else.
What's that?
He used it to make traps, if you ask me. And there are some tongs as well. Probably for pulling out teeth and that.
It really does look like he packed it in. It wasn't that hard then. Good work. Here's your reward.
Thanks. That's a generous reward.
We don't have any more poachers, so take it as a parting gift from us huntsmen. It'll be a long time before any more of the arseholes turn up in the Trotsky forests. You sent out a clear signal what they can expect. Well, you can take a look at my bows if you want, and in return for your help, I'll take a bit off the usual price. Don't use it for poaching, though.
That's not a bad idea, you know.
Don't even think about it.
No, of course not. Thanks.
I'll tell Vostatek to do the same. But just between you and me, better buy one from me. Bows soaked in spirits aren't very hard wearing.
Do you buy wolf ears?
That's right. You get...
Here they are.
A dead wolf is a good wolf. Nobody's going to cry for them around here.
Good afternoon, sir. See you later, my friend.
I'd like to discuss the... Well, I suppose we can... Aye, you'll convince me with that price. I was glad to be of help to you, good sir.
Good doggy. Good boy.
Who are you?
I thought you would recognize a wayfarer when you saw one, young man.
Yes, of course. It's just better to ask first. These days, you can never be sure who you'll be running into.
Quite right. But seeing as fate has brought us together like this, would you care to buy something? I might have something that catches your eye.
You look well-travelled. I'm sure you can tell me what's new in the world.
Why, yes, good man. There's plenty going on. You know, I just heard there was a frog pox in Hamburg, where the Elbe flows.
Frogpox? What's that?
Well, the frogs there all got sick. There's this one lake with frogs all around. And then one day, they began to bloat until they burst. Boom! And their guts went flying all over the place. Absolute carnage on the shore there was.
But what was the meaning of it?
That's what the locals can't agree on, except that it must be some sort of sign. That much is clear. The peasants say it means the laws are greedy, and if they don't mend their ways, they'll croak. Then you've got the church telling you it's a warning to the hamburgers to keep a strict fast or they might, well, burst.
So no one knows then?
No. And the frogs keep on exploding.
Why not? What are you selling?
You look like you...
Why not? A word about the price.
You see, I knew we'd come to an agreement. Thank you, and come again, sir.
Lord be with you.
I hear you saw some diabolical apparition. Is that true?
Ah, you're that wolf hunter, Henry, aren't you?
Yeah. This time I need something from you. What about that apparition? Tell me.
Why do you want to know? Forget that shit, pal. It reeks of fire and brimstone.
think I did quite a lot for you and your girls, didn't I?
Eh, what? What girls?
I mean the sheep.
Aha, right. That business with the ram. Thanks again for that. What can I do for you? What did you want to know?
What exactly did you see that night at the crossroads?
A diabolical apparition. A black rider on a black horse flew into Apollonia. His eyes glowed, and his horse was black as charcoal. He turned this way and that a couple of times at the crossroads, and then darted off into the rocks. To the hermit's place, I'm sure.
He turned this way and that? That's strange. Would the devil not know the way?
I'm telling the truth. Gerda from the apothecary saw him too.
But the hermit helps people though, doesn't he?
Aye, he did. Only now they're saying he was at death's door and sold his soul to the devil. And that was the horseman.
Why? Why would the old man have sold his soul to the devil and then kept living as a pauper in his hut?
Who knows what's going on in them rocks? Some devilish trickery for sure. Farewell, my friend. What is it? Are you whistling just for fun?
That herdsboy really did see something. And the trail leads into the rocks.
Go! Go!
Everything all right, eh?
What have you found, boy? A horse? What's it doing here in the woods?
I should take a closer look.
A beautiful horse. Black as charcoal.
The herdsboy wasn't lying. And you don't smell of brimstone. You're just an ordinary horse. Someone really did come to see the hermit. But it wasn't the devil. This is the place the innkeeper was talking about. The hermit lives somewhere up here.
place. Get out of here, I'll make short work of you. Intruder! Get over here!
You're right. I'm going. Don't worry.
And don't come back, you idiot! Hurry up!
Let's gut him. No more fucking around.
You've got to be kidding me! Get out, right now!
Listen to him and get out.
Kill you!
We're going to...
I've been waiting for you.
Death! We're a death!
That hit home! Hey! Come out, you bastard! You'll die for that, you bastard! A death for a death!
Show what you're made of.
Take that!
Fuck you.
I'll rip your arse open.
Come on then!
Hey! Get him!
I'm all yours! Ha!
You're no match for us, fucker! No! No! Too slow!
Mercy! Leave me be!
No, no! I'll give up! No! No! No, no! I give up! No, no! I give up! No! 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 No!
Here you go. Take it. God be with you, hermit.
I don't have time for you. Go away.
Folk in the village are saying you've made a miraculous recovery. And since then, you won't let anyone near you. What happened?
Nothing happened. I just can't stand all these people coming here and disturbing me. Can't I have a moment's peace?
Judging by what I've heard about you, you're a bit fishy, hermit.
What do you mean?
Well, there's a lot of talk about you in the village. They say you've made a pact with the devil, and are summoning demons from hell.
Old wives' tales. What do I care about such nonsense?
Well, but supposing it isn't nonsense?
Of course it is.
A few nights ago, a herdsboy saw a black horseman ride into Apollonia. He thought it was an apparition, but I think a demon would have known the road to Apollonia and wouldn't have spun round and round at the crossroads like a top.
Why are you telling me this?
Because I found a black horse stabled in a pen here, in the woods below the rocks. A well-fed, healthy horse, black as charcoal. The man who rode on it wasn't an apparition, or the devil.
Why are you telling me all this? For God's sake! Stop this nonsense right now.
The apparition was seen by the conciliatory cross at night.
Old wives' tales.
I went to take a look, and it really is askew. But it wasn't magic that Hellspawn was wielding. It was a shovel. There was a hiding place beneath the cross. A man digging there at night didn't have time to put the cross back in the right position.
By all the saints! So someone was digging there. What has that to do with me?
There was a brand new cloak of the Knights of the Cross in the hiding place. It's clear that the man doing the digging hid it there, maybe to cover up who he really is, and what he's planning.
I still don't know what you want from me. What have I got to do with some cloak?
The man who took things from the hiding place can't have been some chance thief, because he left a purse full of coin there.
So keep the groschen, lad, and stop pestering me. It's nothing to do with me.
I found some pretty interesting documents of the Order.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I reckon you do, Ambrose. According to one of the documents, you were appointed Seneschal of the Knights of the Cross with the Red Star. Or are you going to tell me it was some other Ambrose?
I'm not going to tell you anything. I don't know anything about any documents.
That's enough. I think there are enough fishy things going on around you for me to tell the bailiff. But you're in luck. All I'm after is that broken sword. So, come clean.
You're wide of the mark. But in the end, maybe you could help me.
What do you want help with, Ambrose?
I'm not Ambrose. He died some time ago. I am Conrad, Knight of the Cross with the Red Star.
Ambrose is dead, you say? How did it happen?
He was an old man. Unfortunately, he was already at death's door when I found him.
And you had nothing to do with his death?
Of course not. Ambrose was my friend. I'd known him for 20 years. He was a good member of the Order, and an outstanding teacher.
Ambrose was a member of your order?
More than a member. He was the Seneschal, second in rank only to the Grand Master. He served the Order for many years before getting into a dispute with the Prague chapter and the Inquisition. Then he had to disappear. I was the only one to know where to look for him. But I came too late. All he managed to tell me was his last wish.
What was his last wish?
He wanted me to find a hiding place beneath the conciliatory cross where he'd hidden his past. He sensed that death was coming for him. He wanted me to help settle his affairs. And he also longed to hold his old sword in his hands one last time. I went to his hiding place that very night. But by the time I got back, Ambrose was dead. I put the blade on his grave in place of a cross.
So the sword is on Ambrose's grave? Will you tell me where I can find it?
You want to disturb his rest?
I just want the sword, that's all. It's no use to him now.
All right. I'll tell you where his grave is if you fulfill Ambrose's last wish instead of me. I can't do it.
All right. What am I supposed to do?
Listen carefully, then. There's an old widow called Margaret living in the village. Take this cross to her, and say to her exactly these words. Margaret, Ambrose forgives you, but his brother must get what is rightfully his.
Margaret, Ambrose forgives you, but his brother must get what is rightfully his.
That's right.
I hope she'll know what this is about.
Don't worry, she will. Give her the cross, and I'll tell you where you can find the sword. Benedictio Domini sit tecum. You're back again? Have you forgotten we had an agreement? Honor your promise, and I'll give you that sword.
You should have fucking stayed out of it.
God be with you, sir.
This might seem strange, but I'm supposed to give you this.
A cross? Mother of God, what's the meaning of this?
Margaret, Ambrose forgives you, but his brother must get what he deserves.
Ambrose? The hermit?
It was his wish that I give you the cross and the message. He said you'd know what it's about.
Oh my God! By all that's holy, it couldn't possibly be him. All those years, I'd lost hope. I never forgave myself. I committed a mortal sin.
Well, I don't know what you did. But this is supposed to be your absolution.
No, there's no absolution. Not yet. You said it yourself. Not until Ambrose's brother gets what he deserves. The bones. They still lie there outside the wall. Help me. His soul must find peace.
All right. I'll help you. But you'll have to tell me more.
Thank you, lad, thank you. But not here. We must go to the graveyard. That's where my curse lies.
Let's go then. There's no time to waste.
Here it is.
What does the graveyard have to do with absolution?
Hold on. Not so fast. I'll tell you everything. First, tell me, are you afraid of the dead?
It's the living I'm more afraid of than the dead.
One should fear the dead. But in the end, it's probably a good thing that you have no fear. You see, one poor soul is waiting for redemption. For years and years.
Ah, I get it now. Ambrose's brother has to get what he deserves. This is about the soul of Ambrose's brother.
His name was Jan. He lies outside the graveyard wall, buried without rites. He's been there for 30 years.
What happened to him?
The memories are painful. We were childhood friends, and Jan loved me. Only, I chose his friend Vashek over him. He couldn't get over the rejection. So he lay in wait for Vashek one evening.
And Vashek killed him?
It was an accident. They quarrelled. Jan drew his sword first, and Vashek had to defend himself. Apparently, they got close to the cliff edge while they were fighting, and Jan fell. When they found his body at the bottom of the cliff, people thought he'd killed himself. The only one who didn't believe it was Jan's brother.
Ah, the conciliatory cross where they saw the apparition. That's to commemorate Jan.
His brother Ambrose had it built there. And those diabolical apparitions. It's my fault for saying nothing. God is punishing me for my sins.
Nonsense. God wouldn't use a diabolical apparition to scare you, would he? And what's more, Ambrose forgave you, didn't he?
Only on the condition that Jan's bones will be laid to rest in consecrated ground. Help me lay him to rest in a proper grave, please.
But without telling the priest and gravedigger. Isn't that sacrilege?
That's the only way we can put right a terrible mistake. Jan didn't kill himself.
All right. We'll give him a proper burial. Jan's soul has the right to eternal rest.
Thank you. The Lord will pay you back 100-fold. There's a rose bush outside the graveyard wall. You'll find his bones beneath it. Please bury him beside my Vashek. Here, beneath the pine tree. In that way they'll be reconciled, at least in death. Then place Ambrose's cross on his grave to bless their reconciliation.
Come here, boy. Your journey ends here, Jan. I don't know what you have in your conscience. But rest in peace. I don't know much about prayer in these situations, but... Our Father, there are many sinners in this world, but in the end, we all face your judgment for what we should have done, but lacked the courage to do. So forgive me this little sacrilege. You know better than anyone that it was the right thing to do. Thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven, and deliver us from evil. Amen. Ambrose's brother Jan got what he deserved, just as the hermit wanted.
I saw that. May his soul find peace at last.
And yours too, Margaret.
30 years. I thought about it every day.
It's all right now. You did the right thing. Everything else is beyond the law of man.
I'd like to reward you somehow.
I expect you wouldn't want anyone to hear about all this, right?
Well, if you... Will you keep it to yourself?
I don't want anything. And I won't tell anyone.
Thank you. My nephew is a tailor, and he knows a thing or two about alchemy. If you ever need anything from him, I'll put in a word for you. God be with you, Henry. It was good to see you, my friend.
God!
Hey, fella! Listen! We need help!
Jesus Christ.
What happened?
We are Knights of the Cross with the Red Star. Good brothers in Christ. I'll explain everything, but there's no time now. We have to act fast. Our brother Klesgen is dying. The crazy fool shot him. Help us.
What happened?
If you're going to see the hermit, Be warned. The man in the hut is just pretending to be the hermit. His name is Conrad, and he's a fraud and a murderer. The Inquisition paid him to murder our Grandmaster Zdeněk in Prague. Fortunately, God did not let him carry out the crime. But 2 of our brothers were killed by Conrad when they tried to detain him.
And I see a third one will soon join them.
He was just about to flee from here as well. We took him by surprise, but he had time to grab that damned crossbow and shoot Klezgin. By the Virgin Mary, help us. We have to catch him.
You're a knight of an order?
Yes. I am Brother Arnold, a knight of the cross with the red star. And these are brothers Sibald and Nicholas. You are too late to make the acquaintance of Brother Klezgin, I'm afraid. We take care of the sick in infirmaries throughout the land. But we can't help our brother. You have to help us, while there's still time.
Did Conrad really want to flee?
Yes. We stopped him at the last moment. He almost got away, but we surrounded him.
Why should I get mixed up in it?
I'll pay you. We just need to distract Conrad's attention. That's all. Otherwise, we won't have a chance against his crossbow in that gorge.
That swine tried to deceive me. He mustn't get away.
God, thank you. Try to get close unseen, and set fire to the haystack on the right-hand side of the yard. Then his crossbow will be useless, but do it quickly, before he gets away.
My God. Please.
Salva Regina.
Please.
Mata misericordia.
read you here.
Ita. Docedo espes nostra. Salva. Ave Maria. Gratia plena. Dominus. Benedicta in Mariaribus. Et benedictus.
Jesus Christ. Mother
Sancta Maria.
God,
Mater
help
Dei.
me.
Ora pro nobis.
My God.
Peccatoribus. Nunc et in hora mortis nostrae. Salva Regina.
Very bad.
Mata
Brother,
misericordia. Docedo espes
My
nostra.
God.
Salva. Ave Maria. Gratia plena. Dominus tecum. Benedicta tu in Mariaribus.
Virgin
Et
Mary,
benedictus
Mother of
fructus
God.
ventris
Mary.
Jesus. Sancta
Mary.
Maria.
Oh,
Mater
don't
Dei.
fall asleep.
Ora
Look
pro
at me.
nobis.
No.
Peccatoribus. Nunc et in hora mortis nostrae. Amen. Salva Regina. Mater misericordia.
Very bad.
Docedo espes.
Hey! Stop right there. Halt, or I'll shoot.
Wait, Conrad! It's me, Henry!
Don't move a muscle, I mean it.
I don't know what's going on here. I just want to talk with you in peace.
I understand, but there's no time for talk now.
What's going on here?
I don't want to kill you. Go away.
I can help you. Let's talk.
All right. But make it quick. And no sudden movement. Agnosco fortunam Carthaginus. What do you want?
You wanted to run off and break our agreement.
And what is it you want to hear from me?
Why do they want to kill you?
Why? They want to silence me. I had proof of our Grandmaster Zdeněk's treachery. But they are blind. They refused to believe me.
What about the murders? Did you really kill 2 brothers of the Order?
I had to defend myself. I'd be dead if I hadn't killed them.
Where can I find Ambrose's broken sword?
It's not far. At the edge of the meadow up there are 2 entangled birch trees. There's a grave beneath them, and the sword is on the grave.
That's all I need to know.
There's no time to go into it. Sorry, young man. You got mixed up in a game of high stakes, and there's no way back.
That's the only thing you're right about, you lying bastard.
I guessed you'd show your true colors. As you wish, fool. Bella res est mori. In lecto suo. You swine! Now I'll show you! I can't get a shot!
I'll be done with you in a flash!
Got you, you swine!
Come on, then!
What about our deal?
Ave Maria. Grazia plena.
You owe me something, knight.
You're right. Conrad was one of the best swordsmen of the Order. We wouldn't have stood a chance without you. Here's your silver.
What was it actually about?
I shouldn't tell you, but since you helped us, Conrad was paid by the Inquisition to kill our Grandmaster, Zdeněk of Prague. He failed by the grace of God, but while fleeing from the commandery, the treacherous villain killed 2 of our brothers.
Conrad was working for the Inquisition?
Yes. When Archbishop Olbram suddenly died a year ago, the Inquisition began to plot against our order and the king, and to support the papal curia.
That is high politics indeed.
Sinners. They only care about money and power, the lot of them. We knights seek salvation in helping the poor and suffering. We are not murderers.
What did Conrad want here?
The local hermit, Ambrose, was his long-standing ally. He was seneschal of our order some years ago. But he transgressed and fled from Prague. But why Conrad was pretending to be his dead friend, I have no idea. Maybe he thought it would help him evade justice.
I have some documents of the Order that might be of interest to you. If we can agree on a price.
My God! The Order's Chronicle! We thought it was lost for good. Where did you find that?
In a hiding place. But that's not important.
It's a good thing you told me about it. What do you want for it?
Off you go, quick!
We'll return the books to the Order.
Our accounts are settled. Everything that happened here, I'll keep to myself. Farewell, Arnold.
Gloria Patri et Filio et Spiritui Sancto. Amen.
Get going, right now! That's it. Go now.
The angel of the Lord declared unto Mary, and she conceived of the Holy Spirit. Hail Mary. And Mary said, Behold, I am the handmaid of the Lord. Be it done unto me according to thy word. Hail Mary. The Word was made flesh and dwelt among us. Hail Mary. Pray for us, O Holy. Mother of God, that we may be made worthy of the promises of Christ. Pour forth, we beseech thee, O Lord, thy grace into our hearts.
Where's the hermit's grave? It ought to be somewhere around here. Now that's what I call steel. It may be broken, but there's hardly a trace of rust.
Did I step in shit? Oh, it's you.
I, didn't have time for a bath. But I'll go and have one now.
Just a little longer.
Show me.
Be careful with that scythe.
Look what I have for you.
Be careful with that scythe. If you're going out in public, take a bath first.
Piss off.
Are you serious? What can I do for you?
This place used to be a quarry.
No, it was the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Of course it was a bloody quarry. This is where the stone for the entire castle was mined. Once the castle was completed, the mining stopped. But that was a long time ago. There's nothing left of those days. Just that old loony who keeps getting in our way.
When did they start building Trusky?
Oh, I was but a babe when they started building the castle. The land still belonged to Sir Vincent of Vortenberg.
What loony were you talking about?
Well, I heard he was a stonemason at the quarry. The rumour around the village is he and his friends saved their pay for God knows what, but something went wrong. The one who knew where the coin was hidden fell off the top of the quarry and was dead on the spot. Since then, the other fella's been sleeping in a nearby dilapidated shack and coming here every day to look for the silver. He's gone completely insane. Batty old fool. You can't even reason with him.
Would you repair a few things for me?
Great! Come back anytime, friend. Maybe next time then.
I'd like to discuss the price.
Finally, a reasonable sum. Pleasure doing business. Take care.
I'd like to compete at archery.
Your first time, eh? I don't remember your face from any previous contests. What's it to be? Longbow or crossbow?
Maybe longbow?
All right. So what do you feel up to? Want to compete with beginners, advanced archers, or masters? Of course, it's tougher against masters, but you can win more.
Let's take the good old middle road. Find me some experienced archers.
Fine. Of course, it ain't for free, though. Have you got something to wager?
Hang on. I'll see how much I have. Yeah, here it is. So, can we start?
Wait a while until I get... Archers, get set! And go! Another decent shot. Right in the bullseye. 2 points. Not great, not terrible. Another decent shot. Oh, he just hit the edge again. I'm doing pretty well today. Another decent shot. 2 more points in the bag. Oh, he just hit the edge again. So what? In battle, it doesn't matter if you hit the heart or the gut. I'll be buggered. You actually won. Who'd have thought it? Here you go. A well-earned reward.
Thank you.
No, that's like...
I'm sorry.
Good day to you.
Thanks to you too.
What do you want? Oh, you boosh. Piss off. I need... Never mind.
I found your coin.
Really?
Here you are.
Finally! How I searched for it. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Quick! 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 Ka! Ka!
Whoa! Whoa!
Praise the Lord.
Word about the price.
Well... Aye, you'll convince me with that price. I'm glad you found...
So I'm back, Master Blacksmith.
Excellent. How did it go with the hermit?
He's dead.
What? Did you...
No, not me. It just got a bit complicated. Anyway, It turns out old Ambrose really used to be a knight, and this really is Toledo steel. You were right, blacksmith.
God's nails. That's quite something.
First class, welded steel. Ambrose must have broken the sword himself, deliberately. It wouldn't have just happened in battle.
That's exactly what we need. See now, youngster. My clever plan worked out nicely in the end.
Right. Well, thank you very much for your, clever plan.
You haven't disappointed me yet, lad. So I'm sure forging an exceptional sword won't be a problem for you either.
Wait, I thought you wanted to do it yourself. I'm just your assistant, after all.
Not at all. I trust you. One day you'll become a master. That is, unless you lose your head first.
Good day.
Good day.
Damn it. I'm burning it.
Christ almighty.
Well, this one's gonna need some more work. It's almost finished.
How's it going? God be with you.
Here, Mutt. I've got something for you, blacksmith.
God's nails, you weren't bullshitting.
I'd say it looks pretty much like a sword, eh?
Looks like. This is a damned fine piece of steel. Damned fine.
Thanks. I was glad to help, but now there's something I need from you.
I'll pay you, of course. And if you want to do some smithing, I won't throw you out of my forge either.
No, you know full well what I need. I have to get to Samin's wedding.
Why is it so important for you? It'll just... You can find that anywhere.
I have my reasons, and you don't need to know them.
God's nails, lad. You're full of mysteries. But whatever, that's your business. I don't mind taking you to the wedding. Nothing to it. We can set off once you're ready.
Have you lost something?
Quite the opposite, my friend. I am finding something. Treasure, to be exact, if it matters to you.
Treasure? Where is it?
I don't know yet, but this map here says it should be somewhere around here. At least I hope so.
Maybe I could look at the map? I might be able to help you.
Well, I am a bit stumped. I need all the advice I can get, but you'll give it back, understand?
Of course. Don't worry.
So, what's it gonna be? Are you trying to piss me off? Give it here!
Here you go. I can't help you, I'm afraid. It doesn't ring any bells.
Thanks anyhow. I'll keep looking.
You silly doggy.
I can't swim. go any further. It's too deep. Oh, I can't go any further. It's too deep.
God bless.
God bless. Greetings. How can I help?
Well, do you know where I can find the next scoundrel from your gang?
Aye, I do. Handsome Charlie's next. Are you ready?
Of course. Why else would I be here? Handsome Charlie, you say? Curious name. How did he come by it?
He's a real looker. He always loved wearing his finest. Beautiful dyed coats, shiny boots. Even in the forest, he looked like he was off to a wedding. And most importantly, he always wore a fancy cap. He rarely even took it off to sleep. You know what? Once you've taken care of him, bring me his cap so I know you're not lying.
Still distrustful, eh?
Always, lad. It's what has kept me alive this long.
You weren't very fond of him, eh?
He's a slimy snake. I caught him trying to turn my own people against me behind my back. So I ran him off.
Do you know where he's been robbing? So that I know where to look for him.
No need to search for him. He recently tricked a bunch of starving charcoal burners in the woods near Kurchak Pond into working for him. Now we've been robbing with them all around the area. They didn't even bother setting up a new camp.
Well, what am I supposed to do with the charcoal burners?
Well, if they stand up to you, you won't have much of a choice.
Can't I spare them? Since Charlie's just pulling the wool over their eyes.
Suit yourself. But you're right. They're surely no cutthroats. Maybe getting rid of Charlie will be enough. God knows what he's promised those fellas, but I doubt they'd stay loyal to him after he's dead. They won't know what to do without him anyway, and they'll scatter.
So I should challenge him to a duel?
You heard one too many tales about knights as a boy, I see. Charlie might dress like a nobleman, but he's nothing but a common bloody footpad. He's not one to take pride in fighting fair. You could try it, but you'd have to be bloody convincing to get him to agree to it.
I'll take care of him.
See you soon, my friend.
Hey, Wayfarer! You have a long road ahead of you. Why don't you and I roll some dice?
God bless you. God be with you, Sir Knight. I'm Henry, and I serve the Lord of Lipa.
And which one might that be? You see, I know several of them. It's an old and respected house.
Well, my lord resides in Ratai, on Sasau.
Him I don't know, but I rode with the old Captain Chenyak of Lipa when Emperor Charles was still with us.
Forgive me, sir, but that's before my time.
Well, of course. Half a century has passed since those glorious battles against the Hungarian troops. And all I'm left with today is debts.
So you fought for Emperor Charles, the father of our King Wenceslas?
Indeed I did. My boy, he was a pious and clever king, and as cunning as the devil.
So you stand with Wenceslas too?
Always. The apple has fallen far from the tree. Young Wenceslas is just a foppish coxcomb. Well, safe to say, it's all going to the bloody dogs.
You have debts? Why? Because of the war?
On the contrary, when my neighbor Deslav was on his deathbed, he begged me to deliver his inheritance to his nephew. But that troublemaker is all fighting in Poland somewhere.
A will is a sacred affair. But are you really going to go all the way to Poland?
Certainly not. I'll leave the money in the hands of a monastery and be done with it. Problem is, I incurred a bloody fine on the way and had to pay it out of the inheritance.
So, sir, fancy a game of dice?
Gladly. I might just get lucky at last. What game would you like to play?
Courtiers for me.
Let's play.
I'm really surprised you challenged me. I don't like to lose. Well, you're not afraid of anything. My God, I'm done. Let it be now. I want to play too, you know? Here. Aye, that'll do. Finished. Your turn. Shit! What rotten luck! That's as far as I go. It's yours. Have you lost your mind? You're going to lose everything. Here. My God, I'm done. Damn it! That can't be possible!
Here you go. Take it.
Greetings. God bless you, sir. What do you need, sir?
My body is in need of rest and relaxation.
What'll it be this time, Henry?
I'd like a pretty girl to take care of...
Don't worry.
I can't wait.
Great. But...
Let's talk about...
Certainly. Wonderful. You'll see. You'll be happy to...
That second round was on the house. See, I apologise.
Quick!
Ka! Ka!
Go!
Ka! Ka!
Quick! Keep it up.
Ka!
Whoa, whoa. Go!
Yes?
I need to plough too, you know. What if you left me the bullock on the Lord's Day? You're not going to plough on Sunday, are you? No, and nor should you. Except I don't have a bullock, and you won't lend me yours on any other day. Go and see the priest first. If he says it's all right, I'll be happy to help you, friend.
Huh?
Be on your way. Kiss your ass goodbye. Show your stuff.
I'll rip your ass!
Don't try that on me.
I surrender!
Do it. Take that.
You're no match for us, fucker!
Too slow!
Fuck this! I'm not getting myself killed! Show your stuff! I'm not getting myself killed!
Here, mutt!
God bless you, sir.
I took care of Charlie. He's dead.
I reckon he's not so handsome now, is he? I'm glad that fucker's dead. Did you bring me a souvenir like we talked about?
I've got it right here. Hope I didn't get any blood on it.
Aye, that's the one. Oh, that bastard really had good taste. But I don't plan on wearing it. Someone might mistake me for him and stab me in the back.
How about a reward? Surely I've earned something.
Believe me, I'd gladly give you something. If only old Samin wasn't such a miser. I'm starting to believe he really isn't as wealthy as he used to be. But, if you like, you can keep Charlie's cap.
I'll take it. It would be a shame for it to sit in the bottom of a trunk somewhere.
Be my guest. But if you end up with a dagger in your gut because someone mistook you for Charlie, don't come crying to me.
So what now? I reckon I'll have to wait again, won't I?
Aye, unfortunately. Give me a day or two, then I'll know where to send you. Farewell, sir.
Greetings. Can it wait till morning?
Good day. What would you like?
So how's it going?
Good.
Anything new at the mill?
Not really.
Are you still organising fights?
Aye. Do you want to join?
Come on, let's fight some more.
Again? All right. But we still have to make a bet.
Here's the money.
Good. Defend yourself.
Wipe the floor with him! You fight like girls!
Jesus! I'm hit!
You battered me pretty good. Here's your money. Enjoy it.
God bless.
Same to you. Welcome, sir. What can I do for you?
Well, are you still fighting people?
Of course. Do you want to try again?
What about one more fight?
I don't have anything better to do anyway. Not so fast. Do you have anything to bet?
I do. Here.
Say your prayers. Fucking hell! Fucking hell! All right, so you won.
Thanks for the fight.
You go. Here, it's yours.
Greetings.
Are you still fighting sometimes?
Sure. What else am I supposed to do all day?
What about another brawl?
Damn, you're enjoying this. But don't forget the bet.
Here's the money.
That's more like it. Are you ready?
Bam! There you go. Hey! Fuck the... Nice. Nice. Come closer. Too slow.
You really kicked my ass.
You alright?
It's nothing compared to a beating from Vera. Here, your winnings. You earned it.
Did you hear about what the bailiff is planning?
No, I don't care for gossip.
Good morning to you.
I have that document from the rat house for you.
Excellent. I knew I could count on you.
Judging by the contents, it seems like you're dabbling in alchemy here at the mill.
That's not a bad guess. But don't forget about astrology, theurgy, transmutation, and a smidgen of demonology. Although that's something anyone with a grain of sense should avoid. Now show it to me, so I can finally get the knowledge. Good. Good. This will come in handy. Ah, yes. Of course.
What now?
That much? We're going to need more. A lot more.
Did you hear me? What now?
Sorry. I got lost in thought. I owe you my thanks as well as reward for getting me the document. And maybe another little job? What do you say?
Oh, don't tell me you've forgotten. I need to get to that wedding in Semin.
Don't worry. Your path is leading that way. Only it'll be a little longer than expected.
Another miller's trick. Why doesn't that surprise me?
Now, there's no trick. I promised I'd get you into that wedding. You'll just have to put in a bit more effort first. Besides, things are about to get really interesting. Step by step, we're moving closer to the great revelation.
Enough. I'm sick of listening to your cryptic blabbering. Supposing you first initiate me into the mysteries of your enchanting mill. This isn't any run-of-the-mill business, so to speak. I smell something devilish here.
Devilish? Not at all. You guessed it. It's nothing less than high learning. Alchemy! And when I say alchemy, I mean real alchemy. Not some hocus-pocus brewing of potions for creaky joints and bellyache.
Tell me more about it, then. Maybe I'll learn something useful.
I suppose. You are my apprentice, after all. You deserve to know what all of this is leading to. Now, pay close attention. I want to make a golem out of dough. Then, using secret alchemical practices and theurgy, bring him to life.
A golem, you say? Isn't that a kind of pie? What are you going to do with a living pie?
Henry, a golem is a helper brought to life using divine words. A living statue endowed with massive strength. Can be made of clay, wood, stone, basically anything. I'll make one out of flour. Studying the Jewish Kabbals taught me a practice known as Maseh Bereshit. A mystic can use it to imitate the work of God. Just imagine. You know how helpful a golem would be at the mill? Carrying sacks, pulling wagons, standing guard. He wouldn't be much smarter than Zinnik, but he'd have the strength of 10 men.
You're trying to play God? You know they could burn you at the stake for something like that. It's witchcraft.
Ah, horseshit. It's in the interest of the advancement and prosperity of mankind. Just look at the Bible. Moses could command the waters and speak to God through the element of fire. Jesus brought the dead back to life. I've no doubt that if our great holy Mother Church had been around at the time, they'd have crucified Jesus the same as the Pharisees, and all the apostles would have been burned at the stake.
So a golem, you say, made of flour? For the good of mankind?
Exactly!
And what about the good of me? You promised me a reward.
You already know that you can learn the practical application of certain useful skills from me. But for a few groschen, we could discuss the art on a more, let's say, theoretical level.
I'm overwhelmed with gratitude. Supposing you give me a few groschen first, as a reward for bringing you the document, and then I'll decide whether to trade the coin for some learning.
Oh, see now? I completely forgot. Here you go. So you don't go around saying that Miller Crazel is a pinch purse. I added in what I owe for those sacks you carried. And if you want some more work, there's plenty.
What's this next job all about?
I need to find a saltpeter pit.
Never a wasted word, eh, Crazel?
Short and to the point. That's my credo.
And how long will it take before you tell me what a saltpeter pit is?
A saltpeter pit is a pit in which saltpeter is formed.
Saltpeter is niter, that I know. They're white crystals similar to salt, but I have no idea what you might need it for here at the mill. Or is it supposed to be some peculiar Crazel wedding gift for young Semin?
Nothing of the sort. The Kabbalistic doctrine speaks of saltpeter as a vessel for the inexhaustible essence of life. Those white crystals are said to contain the very essence of being. That's precisely what we need to give life to our golem. Thanks to the ingredients from Hermes Trismegistos, his feet will never get tired, and his fists will have the power to smash rocks. But saltpeter is the most important thing. Saltpeter will be the golem's heart.
I haven't heard such nonsense for a long time. A golem made of flour that can smash rocks, and then this saltpeter on top of everything. I think you want to add weight to your flour, and you're just trying to fool me with clever talk.
Why would I add weight to flour with such a rare commodity? You genius. If you don't want to believe in the golem, then don't. But I need that saltpeter, and I need a lot of it. That's why I want you to find me a decent saltpeter pit. Do you understand?
I was hoping I'd learn something useful from you. But instead, you're making me wander around the countryside looking for some pit.
Well, you never know when an experience like that might come in handy.
All right, then. I'll look around for that saltpeter pit of yours. I just hope you know where to look, that you can point me in the right direction, and also that you'll get me into that wedding as a reward.
Yes, yes, and yes. Bonnie has a lead. She's a damned handy girl to have around. She can do anything you ask of her. But for you, the most important thing is that she knows how to look for niter, or saltpeter if you prefer.
So this Bonnie is some kind of witch who's in on this golem stuff.
Bonnie is someone I trust without question, and you should too. Not only will she teach you how to find saltpeter, but also how to differentiate it from common salt. The main difference is it has kind of cooling taste.
Hold your horses. You want me to taste that nasty stuff?
If you don't taste it, you could confuse it with some nasty rot. You don't want that.
Damn right.
Don't be such a lily-liver, Henry. If Bonnie can taste saltpeter, so can you. She'll tell you the rest herself. You'll find her in the lair. That's a secret storage space I have here just by the pond. Only my best people can get in.
You have a secret storage space? You're full of surprises, Crazel.
What's so surprising about that?
Well, actually, it makes sense. I reckon you can't just make a golem in the mill. So how do I get to this lair?
There's a bridge over the mill stream towards the southwest. Take the path to the left, just behind it along the pond. From that path, you turn right, uphill, between the rocks, and you'll find yourself right in front of the lair. You can't miss it. Oh, and so I don't forget. You could pick some herbs along the way to see Bonnie. It would make her very happy. She's just been through some tough times. Her dog died, and on top of that, she has to spend time with that blabbermouth, Zinnik. On the other hand, Zinnik might be holding his tongue for a while after his encounter with the Troskowitz stocks.
If Bonnie spends time with Zinnik, she may want some spirits rather than herbs.
Bonnie? Never. Being a decent Christian, she avoids alcohol like the plague. Right along, so you're back as soon as possible.
To the lair.
Take care, friend.
God bless.
Same to you.
God be with you. Greetings.
May God give you health, sir.
Jesus Christ be praised.
I'm Henry, Miller Crazel's new apprentice. He sent me to search for a niter pit, and said you might be able to help me with that.
Of course I will. I'm Bonnie. Nice to meet you.
Bonnie? It's not a name I hear often.
It's not the name I was baptized with. In our craft, it ain't a good idea to tell people your real name. That's why we use nicknames. What should we call you?
Henry's fine.
Well, that's not very creative. You know what? I'll come up with a nickname for you myself when I get to know you better. Did you bring me something from the mill?
Actually, Crazel said you'd appreciate some herbs.
He's right there. Do you have some for me?
I've got something here.
My word, that's exactly what I need. The ingredients for the magic ritual.
What kind of magic ritual?
The kind where Zenek finally gets some sense into his head and stops making stupid beginner's mistakes. Just so you know, that mess with the author of Hermes Trismegistos would never have happened to me. Not me. While we're on the subject of rituals, did Crazel tell you about the golem?
He did.
And what do you think of it?
Well, if that beast doesn't slay us as soon as it comes to life, then sooner or later some inquisitor will find out about it. I think it's all witchcraft. Playing with fire.
Playing with fire. If you only knew. But don't worry. I'm sure it'll be a peaceful golem, just like Crazel imagines it. Calm and humble, and it'll help all of mankind. But that's enough of that. We're not going to stand here talking about flower golems when we've barely just met. I'd like to chat with you too, Henry. Get to know you a bit. But if you're in a hurry to find Crazel's saltpeter, I won't keep you.
No. I have plenty of time. But where to start?
You know what? I'll start. When they caught Zenek in Troskovitz, I was scared out of my mind that they'd catch me and clap me in the stocks. I had to hide out here for a while, so I haven't had anyone to talk to. Life in the lair isn't all fun and games. Zenek and all the other mill knuckleheads were never worth much as company. So I'm glad the miller's finally found a normal hand for once. You've got a beautiful dog. What's his name?
Mutt.
What a cute fella. How did you find each other?
Among the wolves. Not a word of a lie. That is, I lost him and then found him again in a wolf pack.
Well, I'll be... That's what I call an interesting past. I used to have a dog, but I don't anymore.
He died.
He started getting these lumps all over his body. He stopped eating, just slept all the time. And then, well, what's done is done. And what about you? What kind of family are you from? Also, thieves?
No. Pa was a blacksmith. I inherited something from him, I hope.
Oh, really? Would you teach me how to make, maybe, barrel hoops?
Those are pretty hard. Wouldn't you rather start with, maybe nails?
Sure. I'm pretty quick to learn and patient. That is, with one exception. When Crazel starts spouting off his alchemy theories, I'd rather run for the hills. What do you think of the old miller, anyway?
I don't know what to say to that. I still don't know him all that well.
I understand. Best not to bite the hand that feeds you for no good reason. Thanks for talking to me. It really is good to have someone to pour my heart out to. But now, about that saltpeter. Before you came, and before Zenek fucked up with the manuscript, we collected saltpeter all over the place, mainly in sties. It has to be scraped from the walls, horrible work. Time-consuming and annoying. I'm not going to lie to you. We also looked in a few chests, just in case. You know. Anyhow, now all the styes in the region are scraped clean and we're sitting pretty on a nice barrel of saltpeter.
Barrel is quite a lot.
For the whole Trotsky region, aye. Unfortunately, Krazel said we need at least 6 times as much.
6 times? Will 1 saltpeter pit be enough?
I reckon so. There should be as much as Krazel needs for his masterwork. If you're looking for it, you ought to know how saltpeter forms. Do you have any idea?
Certainly. You take a damp wall, like in a sty, you let the water evaporate from it, and you get this salty bloom.
That's right. But, like I told you, all the sty walls in the region are scraped clean and we can't wait. Don't forget that saltpeter crystals are formed in places where something is rotting. It can be shit or carcasses. Well, a saltpeter pit is actually nothing more than a mass grave. The best natural saltpeter maker.
Krazel said saltpeter is a vessel for life energy. I get it that it's left over from dead bodies, but how do you get it from shit?
God's mysterious ways. You know how it is.
And he also wanted me to taste it. That's nonsense, though, isn't it?
Unfortunately, it isn't. Otherwise, you won't know if it's saltpeter or some other shit. It feels kind of cold on the tongue.
Jesus. And you know where to look for such a pit full of carcasses, do you?
Not exactly, but I have an idea. Times are evil and there's plenty of corpses. A person who's digging holes and throwing dead bodies into them and doesn't even know he's got a a saltpeter mine.
The local gravedigger?
Exactly. And the one we have here in the region is also the knacker.
Ah, the gravedigger Ignatius. I've already met him. He lives outside Troskowitz in the direction of Apollonia, right?
Aye, that's him.
So I'm in for a walk to the cemetery.
Seems like it. Too bad you couldn't have walked around the county with us before. It was fun. And pretty useful experience. I learned a lot during that time, and I won't keep it to myself. I'd be happy to teach you something, if you want.
I'll keep that in mind.
That old gravedigger will be suspicious, so I'd bring him some kind of offering. He's always dragging those carcasses, so I'm sure he'd appreciate a slab of fresh meat from Troskowitz butcher.
Good idea.
He lives a short way from the cemetery, so at least the meat won't go bad on the way. Lots of luck, Henry.
How was the saltpeter collection and tasting again? Sounds pretty disgusting.
It wasn't so bad. Xena kept whining about it, but being a saltpeter collector, it has its benefits. When you go and clean someone's sty, they don't pay much attention to you and leave their purses and chests unattended. We made a pretty decent amount on the side.
What, by stealing?
Confiscating property for the greater glory of God. I hate the term stealing.
Just like Krazel. What do you know about the Troskowitz gravedigger?
He's a pretty tough old bird. He follows the rule, I'll treat you the way you treat me. And he appreciates when a fella's direct and open. But I probably wouldn't tell him everything about us.
So, Bonnie, the most honest girl I know, sent me. I'd like to see some dead animals as models for painting a church fresco. A scene from the apocalypse.
That might be a bit much, but you learn fast.
Tell me something more about Zinnek.
He's Andy, that's for sure. But also a bit of a fool. To be honest, I don't care for Krazel's bullshit most of the time either. I do this job because it's fun, unlike Zinnek. He does everything for his own good, doesn't give a damn about any greater cause or other people. Actually, he really pisses me off with his attitude. And he entertains himself by coming up with the stupidest nicknames for me. Dunger, for instance. What kind of a bloody awful name is Dunger?
Oh, lovely. And what does he call himself?
Scruffy. Or Jan, Nicholas, Franz, Peter Jakub. The most bland, everyday names. He tries to be careful, but then he opens his big mouth and fucks it all up, just like in Troskowitz.
What is this lair place?
Krazel built a stall so all them honest, curious people in the mill, the likes of Hensel, wouldn't have to worry their little heads about what we're doing here.
You mean behind that boarded-up door in the cliff?
We're definitely not doing anything there right now. Because of the mess in there. I told Zenek to clean it up. I think he wants to see if the place will get so rotten that saltpeter will bloom on the walls.
Why do you work for the miller?
Because he pays well, and don't care how much coin I make on the side.
You mean by stealing?
And he doesn't ask any stupid questions.
What did you do before?
I got by any way I could. Believe it or not, I started in a convent.
You? A nun? Well, why not? I was in the cloisters myself for a while.
Oh well, different people have different fates. But we all ended up here anyway, in the armpit of the world.
What do you think about Krazel?
You're another one of those that don't know if they should love him or hate him, right? Krazel is his own man. Once you learn to get along with him, you can't help but admire him a bit. But sometimes, he's unbearable as soon as he opens his mouth.
I'd like to learn something.
What are you interested in? Take care now. Hi.
Why do you work for the miller?
Well, how can I put it? Anywhere else, they'd have kicked me out by now. The miller's the last person who'd still give me a job. He says every idiot is of some use at least.
And you see that as a compliment?
I see a coin in my hand every week. That's all I care about.
What did you do before you started working for the miller?
A bit of this, a bit of that. When I was still a boy, I stirred lye at a tannery, and then I slaved away at a dye house. But since I came to the town, it's been, well, let's say not exactly honest work. But that's what I'm best at, see?
What do you think of Krazel?
Is this some kind of test or what? I can think what I want, and I keep my opinion to myself. And you ought to do the same.
Long time no see, eh?
Krazel gave you another job?
Yeah. I proved myself to him last time, so why not continue our collaboration?
Did you come here to make fun of me? Just like Bonnie? As soon as she showed up, she gave me hell over that manuscript.
No, not at all. I just need to find out something only you would know. So, Zinek, have you any experience with saltpeter?
Oh, I never want to see that shit again. I still have the taste of it in my mouth. And Bonnie and me was taking turns tasting it.
Weren't you afraid a dead soul would enter you through it?
What? What are you babbling about?
Dead souls pass time in niter crystals, don't they? That's why the miller is looking for them. To bring the golem to life.
You fool! We're looking for saltpeter to sell to butchers for salting meat. There's good coin in it.
Well, the miller told me something different.
You can't believe everything he says. A golem in the mill. He's yanking your pizzle.
You're all just trying to confuse me.
Krazel's a good teacher. You know how it is.
What can you tell me about Bonnie?
Well, you mean Cheeks or Jezebel?
Are those nicknames?
Dunger, Snowdrop, Vixen... We always come up with the stupidest names, and nobody sees through them anyway. Bonnie's been here the longest, and has the most experience. I'm surprised she still puts up with Krazel and his mad notions. And I think she likes animals more than people. When I try to talk to her about work or weather, she gets bored.
What do you know about the gravedigger?
Not much to know. He's half gravedigger and half knacker. He takes care of both dead people and animals.
I'd never have figured that out without your help. Anything more interesting?
He's my father. And he's a wizard, same as me.
Yeah, right.
It's true. I was born the 7th son of a seventh son. I have the power of clairvoyance and I can raise the dead. I'm just hiding out with the miller until my time comes. I've been chosen to save the world.
Yeah, nice story. But if I'm going to get the miller some saltpeter, I need to know something useful.
Oh, aye. You're not much fun, are you? The gravedigger's as boring as you are. Also, he knows when he's being lied to, and he hates it. So don't even try it.
You see? That's the kind of thing I wanted to know. Was that so hard? What sort of place is this?
Our secret place, where we can quietly plot sneaky plans for our beloved miller.
Behind that boarded-up door? What's inside that cliff?
You know, storage, rubbish, rats, filth. Look, I know Bonnie ordered me to clean up in there. Thanks to you, I'm sure the movement of goods will start again soon. So it'd probably be good to have some order around here. I just haven't got round to it yet.
Zinnek, I have a few questions.
So now you... Farewell.
What? Fuck off!
You really thought you could get away with this?
I'll show ya.
Christ! I'm hit! Take that!
Kicking, you piece of shit. He's dead.
We call them Parvinas. So what do...
This pattern you say.
I'd like to discuss the price.
But... Why? You'll convince me with that price? Danke. Das war ein gutes Geschäft, mein Herr.
My respect.
May God give you health.
Huh. I hope you find what you're looking for.
I'm glad you found what you were looking for, sir.
Here, Mutt!
Excuse me.